5 random thoughts. You can also tell a lot about a person by their eyes. Like look at my eyes, like oh, this is a handsome ass guy. But like on a more serious note, like I need to be serious. I'm a philosopher. No, on a more serious note, like this all stemmed because I saw a TikTok, and it was this girl, right? And the girl was like, basically advocating for her own promiscuous activities. And in the comments, they're like, oh, this is a fake BOP. I believe the term is called BOP because she still had light in her eyes, you know, implying that a true BOP or BOP would not have any light in their eyes. So I just went down this rabbit hole, you know, maybe the eyes can tell a lot. There's a saying, the eyes are the window to the soul. So like I've researched a lot, and I saw like people who look like they have dead eyes or no light in their eyes, they're usually very like narcissistic. They don't have like basic compassion, or they could be considered soulless. Um, but like, if people have like youthful eyes, or like, I also feel like you can see the hunger in someone's eyes. Like, I was just thinking about sports. Um, if you know me, I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. You can see the hunger in his eyes at a young age. It's all over his face, but specifically the eyes. And just, I'm not saying like he doesn't have hunger, but as you see him age, or as you see people age, you can kind of see that like intensity in their eyes fade. Very interesting. I saw this a reel, and this guy was basically advocating, like those like Instagram like philosophers, like tech, not tech, but like they try to be like Andrew Tate, like like they got the black pill. Anyway, he was talking about philosophies for life, and he said something very unique. He said, basically, what if this was the philosophy we're supposed to have, to basically indulge in our desires until they're not fulfilling anymore, and then return to a life of like simplicity and balance. Because like he was basically talking about some like Greek god. Basically, he cheated on his wife for 7 years with some like baddies, and then eventually he went back to his wife, and he was like, yo, this is the hidden code. This is how man is supposed to live. And at first I was really thinking, I was like, maybe that's right. Maybe we could, do all the crazy stuff we want, and then like, oh, when we get older, we're locked in. But I think many people have tried that, and the reason why is letting go. Letting go is the hardest part. It's easy to have fun. It's easy to push things off. But when the rooster comes to crow, I don't know if that's the right saying. When the hawk comes to dust, when the cow needs milking, then it gets tough. Because like, let's say like, God forbid, I was addicted to coke, right? And I just, every day, God forbid, I don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Like, if that was my mindset, like, you think I'm gonna get to the point I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to finish. No, like, once you overindulge, you eventually become addicted to that thing. So I don't really think that mindset is really true. But I don't think like a life of absolute purity may be the most attainable lifestyle for some. So I think my perspective is just balance. Everything in life needs balance. You need some good, you need some bad, some fun, some play, but also some locked in hard work. Yeah. Get up, 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 get up. I'm saying with the lean, bitch, I get up. Wanna smoke burger, friend, get up. I hung out with my grandma on Monday, and we went to this pizza shop. No, a burger shop, and it was with her whole swim class. They're all like elderly ladies, and they just do water aerobics, to keep fit. And then something that happened to me is, all the ladies, they were just complimenting. They're like, "Oh my gosh, your grandson, he's so handsome." I was just thinking, I was like, is this how like women feel? Like to be catcalled? Like, or maybe they were just being nice, obviously. But like it was just like everyone was like, he's so handsome. Like, I mean, I'm knowing, but like in that situation, I was thinking about like how women feel when they get catcalled and like the whole thing of like consent and like versus like basically if someone said something like for example, like you look good. If it was someone that you actually liked, you would take it differently than like some random stranger. Um, but in my opinion, like when I heard that, I just took it as a compliment. But I was just thinking how like, everyone's different, but like basically the point is I'm fine as hell. Wait. I know this is kind of relatable, like all you like teenagers out there with like issues kind of with their parents. Not saying I have issues with my parents. I love my parents. I'm very blessed. Sometimes you just feel like a bird in a cage. Bird in a cage that's just ready to fly away, spread its wings. But I was thinking about that. Like I was like, I feel like a bird in my cage. Like I feel like my parents restricting me. And then there's this image I saw. It's like a bird in a cage, but like the only bars are like here. I'm gonna put an image of it, but like the bars are only here. So it's like a fake cage. And I was really thinking like any freedom in this world, you have to take it, bro. It's not gonna be given. Like you think the slaves were just like, Master, give me freedom? They had to fight. So I'm not saying disobey your parents, but I'm saying you have to advocate for what you truly believe in and what you think is right.
That's put up out the loop. I've all hands for the troops. I'm out the sand tearing through the roof. I pop a perky, said I'm getting good. I'm gonna walk through the dark trying to get to you. I need you, baby, I love you.
Another thing I've been pondering is you gotta love yourself. You know, I just feel like that's where a lot of our personal issues stem from, not loving ourselves enough. Like, I feel every addiction, this might sound crazy, I think every addiction stems from not loving yourself enough. Because if you loved yourself enough, you would be content. You wouldn't need that addiction to make you feel good, to make you feel that high. Loving yourself is so important. Like, they say, like, if you can't love yourself, you can't love others, you know? So, love yourself, man.